Ready for our last video today? Language, being Thursday, May 7th. Today in language, you need pages 176 to pages 177. Two new concepts here in the book, but we have talked about these several times over the year, so they'll be familiar to you. Looking at page 176, we'll go ahead and jump right in. You have our study of table of contents. So if you look closely, a table of contents is a list of the sections in a book. The table of contents tells the number of the first page of each section. Now, I have our On the Bright Side book here, and here's our table of contents here. Lots of different story titles that we had here. Kind of living on the bright side, kind of the making the best out of the situations, but different themed stories, different characters as we go. And then I had, this was your Swiss Family Robinson. Here's the table of contents here. Now, Swiss Family Robinson is a chapter book, so it just goes through. It gives you the chapter number, the title of the chapter, and then the page. And it goes all the way down. In Swiss Family Robinson, you have 11 chapters. Okay? And remember, it says this page is the page that the chapter begins on. So you don't have to, take the book out and, what page, what chapter are we on? You can look quickly in the front to your table of contents, and it'll give you a quick reference to where to turn. So if you look at the example of the table of content there, they have the title selection, the ... and then the page. So let's look at Think A, and let's use the table of contents to answer the questions. Number 1, on which page in the book would you find a story about sea turtles? Which page would give you a story about sea turtles? I see Smart Sea Turtles, page 14. So number 1 is 14. Number 2, what is the name of the story that begins on page 38? So if you look down your column of numbers there, you have 38. The title of the story is The Wise Sailor. Number 3, how many stories are about lighthouses? So you look in your table of contents and you are looking for stories that the topic is about a lighthouse. So let's look. I see Lighthouse Girl, and I'd like to be a lighthouse. So how many stories are about lighthouses? 2. That's correct. Number 4, to what page would you turn to find a story about something valuable? So you're looking for a story that is written about something valuable. What page would you look for? Page 30, Treasure in the Cove. You think of a treasure as being something valuable. A big treasure box of gold and pearls and gems and all those beautiful things. You open up and it just shines. Yeah. And then number 5, what do you think the last page number of The Wise Sailor is? So let's look back up and let's look at The Wise Sailor. The Wise Sailor begins on page 38, but then Lighthouse Girl begins on page 42. So what is the last page number of the story, The Wise Sailor? Page 41, right, because page 42 begins a different story. And then you have challenge B. This is optional. How many books can you find that have a table of contents? Write the names of those books and the number of sections each one has. I just showed you 2. So I had Swiss Family Robinson, and I had On the Bright Side. If you had another book that you would like to open up and write down the number of sections in the table of contents, that would be fine. So when you can pause the video here, or go back to that, but I would like to move on to page 177. Synonyms. Synonyms are words that have the same meaning or nearly the same meaning. And we've discussed these. These have been in our spelling book where we had to find the spelling word for synonyms, antonyms. So let's go back to synonyms. So synonym means what? Same. And we remember the S and the S. Synonyms, same. The example they give you is sick, ill, not ill like grumpy, but like not feeling well, sick, ill, and happy and joyful. They're not the exact same words, but they mean about the same thing. So let's look at think A. Draw a line from each word in column A to its synonym in column B. They give you 2 blocks here. So column A, we would match below to under, happy, joyful, jumped, hopped, right? They're not the same words, but they mean about the same thing. Amusing. Well, if you didn't know what amusing meant, you could skip over that word and go back to it, process of elimination. But amusing would be matched to funny, reply, answer. Sick, of course, was an example, ill. Firm, what word in column B means about the same as firm? Hard. Strange, that's very strange. That's very, from column B, odd. Impolite, rude, yes. And then silent would match to quiet. Yep, they're about the same. Now, if you got down to silent and your last word was funny, don't match those. Somewhere along the line, you've matched a word to one it didn't belong to. So just, make sure you go back and check those. Something went wrong somewhere. I'll let you do the purple box on your own, matching synonyms from column A to column B. And then you have write B. Write 2 synonyms for walk. So write 2 words that have nearly the same meaning as walk. Then write 3 synonyms for run. 3 synonyms for run. Please don't write run, run, run. Make sure you're using a different word with the same or nearly the same meaning. All right. So that's our lesson today. Just a little quick review of some new concepts that we have discussed in class. But if you have any questions or concerns, comments, let me know and I'll be glad to help you. And that does conclude our videos for today, being Thursday. So I'm excited for Friday, tomorrow, and we'll be finishing out our last full regular week of school tomorrow. So guys, again, I say it every day. I'm going to say it again. I'm proud of you. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for sticking with it. We're almost there. Thank you. Thanks again, parents, if you're listening. Thank you for your help. I said it, I believe it was yesterday. I promise, when you go into 4th grade next year, you'll say, glad I did that. Glad I was, persistent and diligent in my work. So with that being said, hope you guys have a great afternoon, and I'll see you tomorrow for Friday. Have a great day, guys.